Well, we should be live. Hello, everyone. We're back.
What just happened?
Oh, this is. I mean, I think I'm supposed to be reading this, aren't I?
No, I know, but like, we should. Yes, we are back after.
Yep, we're back.
Small gap. We're finishing this. We're finishing this. I forgot, but now I remember. Oh,
we're gonna chill with
I don't like it.
with Monica for a bit,
She had an awful dream.
and then we'll probably finish some Dark Souls 3, or not finish, continue some Dark Souls 3. I'm not nearly good enough to speedrun through what's left of the game. That's a vast overestimation of my.
You've
of
still
my
got
skill
like
set.
3 major story bosses, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, good to be back. We were gone for a little longer than expected, but that's because I was away in the States for a couple of weeks for work, and then I had just a really busy time after I got back.
Yeah, we both did. Had a lot going on.
Yeah, concerts, orchestra stuff, and
COVID.
work being crazy, and that happened as well. Matty got touched by the chaos gods.
Yeah, Nurgle's chosen. That was me. God damn it. 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
But it's okay, because now we're back with Monica. Everything is as it should be.
I don't know. She's just had an awful dream.
Yeah, she just said, "What just happened? I just had an awful dream. I was hoping those would stop now that it's just the two of us. I guess that was wishful thinking. Clocky, I don't know if you would have any idea. But if you know what might be causing that, could you try to do something about it? Whenever it happens, it almost feels like I've been killed or something. It's a really horrible feeling. If you could figure out what's causing that, I'll love you forever." Okay, so what that is basically every time you close the game,
she feels like she dies.
she gets. So I think she elaborates on it later. If you keep closing and reopening the game, you get more dialogue about this. But essentially the idea, because we're not going to be doing that, obviously, but the idea is basically that... Oh, hang on, she's got more dialogue. I'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
Basically, though, it's obviously, you know how the game, while it's running, is using RAM, basically. But
Yeah.
it's the ghost of like the game leaving the computer's memory, if that makes sense. She gets like stuck in there for a little while the program is closed, but she's still but RAM is still allocated. And she describes it as she gets basically flung into a void of like horrible white noise and flashing lights.
That's... No, I don't like
Which is
that.
basically psychological torture. So that's fun.
I mean, the only person at fault here is the game devs.
Yep, the game devs and this universe that she's trapped in.
Oh god. Well, I mean, I've got like stinky RAM on my PC, so theoretically.
Yeah. Plenty of space for her, right? Is that the idea?
Yeah. As long as she doesn't get greedy like Chrome does, just steal it.
Well, you've got to. I think you have to leave her open forever in order for it to not hurt her.
But at the same time, she did murder people that she made to appear real, as it were.
Yeah.
She is then a real person.
She didn't make them appear real, to be fair.
But she did murder
the game
them.
did.
So
she did. I mean,
it's still a war
my
crime.
take on it is that if you my take on it is that basically anyone would go as loopy as she has at this point if you were subjected to the same things, which is part of the horror of the game. You know,
it's a bit schnasty, mate.
It is schnasty.
Like,
anyway, let's.
It's times like this where like.
Oh, hello, Burb Super B. Burb Superb. Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Super B. Nice.
I'm assuming is that by any chance Annie?
I believe so. Yes, I believe.
Hi, welcome.
Howdy ho.
You are now Super B.
Yeah, we've got past the worst of the horror, I think.
Yeah, this is basically just surreal stuff left for the most part. without spoiling any major details. Anyway, yeah, we've got some more dialogue. Let's see what Monica has to say. Do you ever feel like there's no real reason for you to be alive?
That's cryptic.
I don't mean in like a suicidal way.
Okay.
I just mean how nothing we do is special.
Yes, it's called an existential crisis. I've had my fair share of
Just
those.
being in school or working at some job for some company. It's like you're completely replaceable and the world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. But the older I get, the more I realize that it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can just go change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? It feels like I'm never going to make up for the heaps of resources I've spent living my life. That's why I think the key to happiness is just to be hopelessly selfish.
I mean, to an extent, right? She's got a point. Just turn that up a little.
Oh, I think I know the bit in Undertale you're thinking of, Annie, with the music for this part. Like, Undertale does have its share of, like, sort of spooky ambience. So...
Like, she's got a point in the sense of, like, living... Like, putting yourself first, not in the sense of, like, callousness, but in the sense of, like, your general happiness. That is a good way to kind of, like, live your life. You know, it's not be an ass and, like,
no, it's
crap
it's
on
put
everyone.
yourself. It's don't like prioritize other people completely over like yourself.
Exactly, like give yourself like some space, right?
I mean, she might have more to say on this topic. I'm not actually sure. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friends only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact that they're spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back. But when people realize the world would benefit more from them killing themselves, they change their whole philosophy.
Oh god.
It's like they have to justify their reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking that they're doing good.
That's a dark way to frame it.
Anyway, I want to live my life desperately striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption.
I feel like that's not gonna give you happiness.
If I ever surpass that point, then I'm a net positive and I can die happy.
Jeez.
Of course, even if I failed to do that, I think I would be too selfish to kill myself anyway. So much for being a good person, right?
Ahaha. Ahaha. Like,
You can tell that this like her experiences in this game world have made her like crazy nihilistic.
Absolutely,
basically.
yeah. Which, like, you know, being empathic and like being trapped in this kind of universe would yeah, no, you're right. It would absolutely
turn you into
it would drive you
nihilist.
nuts. You would go
Like
crazy.
you get the sense that and that would only feed into the delusion or the belief that she has that the others weren't real and therefore it's okay to kill them.
Yeah, which cuz
Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? What were you calling me out for,
Bruh.
Monica? That's not okay. Social media can practically be like a prison.
What are you talking about? I touched grass today.
It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check on your favorite websites. And before you know it, hours have gone by and you've gotten nothing out of it. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy. But it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can just make disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block websites for intervals of time. Or you can set a timer to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. I was actually trying to do that earlier today for work. I'm trying to be more productive at work, so I've got like there's a thing that's like 25 minutes of, it's like a 25-minute timer for work, and then it gives you like a 5-minute timer, which is like take a quick break, and then like every 4 times you do that or something, you're meant to take like a longer like half-hour break. And admittedly, it took me a while to like actually get down to working today, but once I did, it was somewhat helpful.
I
So
can't
maybe
relate with that sort of productivity because like I do a customer service job, and it's
yeah,
like
It,
the only time I
it
ever
depends
feel like I
entirely
lose
on like
focus is specifically like when I'm doing any kind of training in the background. It's like if I've not had much sleep, I'll be like nodding off at the
yeah.
desk. But it's like I've already done all the necessary training I need to do my job.
Mhm.
I didn't even for a lot of it I didn't need to do that much extra training anyway. Um, it was like real
Yeah, I
specific
mean,
stuff, and it's like a lot of it is like I'd be better, I'd learn it better like practically rather than just reading a website and or
oh, of
whatever
course. I mean,
resources they've got. But
this advice is only really relevant for like studying or writing based work,
yeah,
but it is helpful. Or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode.
I mean, yeah, that's smart.
Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Just remember not to blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. I just want to see you be the best person you can be.
Wow, that's like weirdly motivational and kind of helpful.
Will you do something today to make me proud of you?
A
I'm always rooting for you, Clocky.
little bit of a red flag there. Hmm. Ah, yes, everything I do is for Monica based.
Based.
Just
Uh,
Monica.
just Monica, guys.
Oh, jeez. Perhaps I should be Monica. That's the real.
Is that
That's the
the
real
next
Giga
cosplay?
Chad like take is that no, don't do things for Monica. Be Monica. I have to somehow like put myself in the PC world and get
I was
psychologically
thinking about
tortured.
Sayori earlier.
Oh no.
I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little more tactfully.
Yeah.
You're not still hung up over it, right?
I think I am. Don't you dare stupid pun. No. 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 Not allowed.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah, you better not believe it.
That pun was completely unintentional, I swear.
I'm still hung up about it.
But anyway, I know how much you cared about her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with
No.
you. You know how Sayori is really clumsy?
Oh mate.
Well, she kinda messed up the whole hanging thing.
Oh my god.
You're supposed to jump from high enough that the rope snaps your neck, making it quick and painless.
Mate.
But she just used a chair, meaning she kinda just left herself to slowly asphyxiate.
That's horrid.
But a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something. Because she started clawing at the rope, trying to free herself. She must have kept at it all the way until she lost consciousness. That's why her fingertips were all bloody anyway. Come to think of it, it was probably less changing her mind and more just her survival instincts kicking in. So you can't really fault her for that. It's easier to think that she probably wouldn't have changed her mind anyway, right?
Why this isn't helping.
It's not healthy to think about the things you could have done differently. So just remember that even though you could have saved her, it's technically not your fault she killed herself. I may have exacerbated a little bit, but Sayori was already mentally ill. Still though, I wonder how things would be if you and I just started dating from the get-go. I guess we'd all still be in the club room, writing poems and having fun together. But what's the point when none of it is even real? I mean, it's the same ending either way, right?
Yeah, but this way was a lot of psychological torture.
The two of us, happily together. There's no reason to ask for any more than that. I was just pointlessly musing. I'm really as happy as I could be right now.
just all massive oof. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's just.
oh my god. Like, you know.
I will say that's one of the darker topics that she can bring up for sure. Most of it is a lot lighter than that.
Well, that's what I mean by like. I understand that she's a tormented. You know, she's meant to be this tormented soul and that kind of thing. But there's only like. You know, when it starts getting to you that you feel like you can play God even when nothing feels real, and you can be so callous and vindictive. It's like, at that point, like, you know.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree that Monica at this stage of the story needs to be taken down a peg, right? Like,
yeah,
at the
like
very least.
it is exactly set up such that the only real solution to saving her from herself at this point is to delete her character because she has turned into a mass murderer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for the equivalent. Because if you think of her as a real person, it's like, well, you know, if this is the kind of like mindset that people had IRL, that's how you get serial killers. Like, that's how you get.
It's certainly one. It's certainly one way that you could get a serial killer.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the only one. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying,
of course,
you know, this cause will lead to that effect. Like,
oh, for sure. I mean, it's the kind of thing
because you
where,
stop valuing
like,
life because you don't think it's real, and it's like, no, you need to get
yeah,
some perspective
exactly.
here.
It's like she needs to be like basically kicked out of the delusion she's built around herself.
Yeah, like, you know, in life we have things like support to stop that level of.
No, exactly.
You know, that level of.
She's had none of it.
And she's had none of that. Like, you know, like while, you know, consequences IRL are also as equally horrifying as we experience in the game, in terms
Indeed.
of like, if we were the character, there are also real life support systems that can prevent anyone from getting to the stage of murder.
Oh, for sure. What else? I hate how hard it is to form habits. There's so much stuff where actually doing it isn't hard, but forming the habit seems impossible. God, that's a mood. Like,
Oof.
trying to fix my blimmin' sleep cycle. Okay. It just makes you feel so useless, like you can't do anything right. I think the new generation suffers from it the most. Probably because we have a totally different set of skills than those who came before us. Thanks to the internet, we're really good at sifting through tons of information really quickly. But we're bad at doing things that don't give us instant gratification. God, that's a mood. I think if science, psychology, and education don't catch up in the next 10 or 20 years, then we're in trouble. But for the time being, if you're not one of those people who can conquer the problem, you might just have to live with feeling awful about yourself. Good luck, I guess.
That is that is food for thought. Like, it's definitely true in the pros and cons of like the younger generations. We can sort of find the right information a lot quicker than. I mean, part of my job is like seeing how a lot of the older generations just don't really know how to use technology, and having to help them use it, kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, like. Definitely oh no.
Oh, this is where it gets real.
Oh god.
I will say, I mean, I was just about to comment based on that last topic about how I love like the philosophical nature of this part of the game, if that makes sense. And then Monica steps in and asks me a philosophical question, or asks us a philosophical question. So that's actually very helpful.
I mean, these are the kind of like philosophical questions that I have brought up with friends beforehand, you know, like.
Clocky, do you believe in God? For the record, no.
Well,
not
I'm
really.
open to the concept.
I would describe myself as generally atheistic, but also lightly spiritual, if that makes sense.
Well, I go by agnostic.
And yeah, like
because
I would
everyone
say
that's the answer that everyone hates, because like, oh, you can't commit to anything.
Everyone hates. Yeah,
but it's like there's stuff that like you know, like science can't explain because
Oh,
it's not
sure.
built
I mean,
to, right? And there are definitely pros to spiritualisms, you know, whether they be a religion or like a general belief, because it can help you
yeah.
get through
Hang on, I'm just
the
closing my
void
curtains.
of nothing, right? The void of
Yeah, I mean,
existence.
my
As
take on it
paradoxical a
pretty
statement
much,
that is.
like, I would say in the sense that I don't, or in the sense that I'm not completely closed off on the idea. And if you show me proof that there's a God, like definitive scientific proof, then I will absolutely, convert. In that sense, I'm agnostic. But broadly speaking, I still think of myself as being atheist because I think statistically it's super unlikely. Um,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I think like
Um, and also
weirdly.
looking at the evidence that is present, it to me suggests that there isn't one because of all the or at the very or if there is one, he's not all the things that a god is commonly described as, shall we say, because of
Well, I
all the
mean, yeah,
terrible
like
stuff that happens in
I'm
the world
guessing,
and
you
things
know,
like that.
for the sort of posterity of the VOD and anyone in chat, it's like we were, like, I'm guessing you as well, Gary, were raised in a Christian environment.
Not at home, but at school,
Well,
yes.
like socially, like,
Yeah.
because like similar to me in that like
Church of
both
England
my
schools
parents
and all the
are
like.
Christian, and it wasn't really heavily enforced in my house, but like, you know, one of my grandparents was massively religious, so like I had to be very careful about saying "Oh my God" and stuff like that. And
Oh, okay.
um,
I was never that extreme for me.
but it was never in my actual household. It was never like, you know, you have to do this, have to do that. It was like they just, you know, didn't really talk about it, but it's sort of
Hmm.
generally understood. And certainly, I went to a C of E school, so
Yeah, I did go to a CB school as well, to be
you
fair.
know, we sang our hymns, that kind of thing. And it's like how I was conditioned to think of what the Christian God is, and from what I had learned and have since learned, like I had a lot of misconceptions, sure, but I'm still very much of the belief that like that God, as they describe it, is an unrealistic
Oh, for sure.
impossibility, because there's too many contradictions that Christians themselves, you know,
Likewise, though,
the
we
best.
would never
You know, I
presume
don't
to take
I don't
away
disparage
something that
anyone's
someone else
faith.
believes in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if it brings you
you
comfort, and
believe in whatever you like.
yeah, like I personally think it's just there's too many contradictions for me to like sit with it. And I like while we were at uni, um, I had a bit of a massive existential crisis, and like part of that was I actually got reached out to by the Christian Union there, and
Hmm.
um, they like I went to a talk because of like one of our mutual friends, um,
I
where
might
like
know the person you're talking about if I had to guess.
yeah,
Space schooler.
yes, yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
that. It's definitely that person.
Hello,
Um,
if you're listening.
yeah. uh, hello there. Insert name. But yeah,
Insert
I
subject
went with
name.
that. I
Yeah.
went to the talk that that random dude. He was like part of the Oxford apologists, Christian apologists or whatever, and like it's sort of their job to go around like trying to confront difficult questions. And I, of course, in the audience was an ass in the sense of I asked every difficult question. Um, you know, like there was ones that like clearly they'd already had responses ready for, kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I did ask certain ones where I was like, well, what about this contradiction here about the fact that much of wider Christianity is massively homophobic, yet Jesus says to love thy neighbor and that kind of thing. And like, you know, he like the guy that was doing the talk was like, um, uh, that's an interesting one, but we don't have time to cover that, which I was very unhappy with. But then after the talk, he came up because it happened like in the morning, and I had a free day.
Mhm.
He said like, if you're free, uh, I'll get you lunch, and we can talk about it. And like, I
Interesting.
spent hours talking to the guy that did this the thing, and like we both had to go at some point. But the CU then reached out to me to say if you'd like to have these kinds of like, you know, sort of talks, because I realized I had a lot of misconceptions from the massive sort of how do you say it? Where what I am being told does not conform to logic that I am also being told in another
Oh, yeah,
context.
okay. I understand
There's
what
a
you're
term.
looking at, what
What's
you're
the
putting
term?
down.
Cognitive dissonance. That's the term.
Yeah.
Like the amount of cognitive dissonance I had for like the stuff I was being told compared to like, well, what about this? It led a lot of misconceptions. It made me very jaded when I was a teenager at Christianity, which, you know, for anyone that was sort of religious or spiritual, I must have been a dick to deal with, which I can only apologize for in retrospect rather. But like I essentially did sort of case studies where if I had anything, I'd bring it up with with a weekly meeting with like a representative of the CU, and
I
often
see.
they'd bring something as well, and it was sort of
Hmm.
looking at, well, this is how it's often interpreted by wider Christian community in the world. This is what they should actually be interpreting it, because, you know, to follow their own rules kind of thing. Um, and it was quite enlightening. Like it gave me a lot of peace in terms of the anger that I'd felt for sure,
That's cool.
at the cognitive dissonance and stuff. But it kind of, you know, that's probably the kind of time where somebody will have a kind of realization that, oh, well, maybe I am Christian, but there were still irreconcilable differences between what what it says and what an open-minded Christian might like come to interpret, or that kind of thing. So
Interesting.
I kind of just thought, like, you know, it's a lot of it
Yeah,
is
no, I mean, fair
solid
enough.
moral compass type thing, and that's what I told the guy. He was like, look, like it's a good general code, but I can't fully believe it
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
this, that, and the other.
At the end of the day, yeah, just my thoughts is just try and be not bad.
Yeah, like trying,
Inspiration.
and that's why I agree with most of it, in that, like, because that is what the New Testament preaches and that kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I can get
a
behind a lot of that,
the
but
really hardcore stuff.
the concept of things like that, you know, there is like an overall sin that only God can judge. You know,
Oh,
like
I mean yeah.
it's like that's not, you know, like, obviously, like they were quite open-minded to even like talk to me about that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
They also reconciled that, yes, humans, people, man has completely misunderstood it, in that they think they can make that judgment here, but, you know, in the New Testament, Jesus says something about, let he who is without sin cast the first stone, when they
Yeah,
were trying to
yeah.
disparage.
I mean, I'm firmly, put it this way, at the end of the day, I'm firmly of the opinion, basically, if there's a god, it's some immensely powerful, unknowable thing, maybe like an alien or something. Who
Yeah.
knows, right?
Well,
Like,
I think in terms of like a human representation, or a human scope and like lens, the most sort of accurate you could have would be the ancient civilizations, where
oh, I'm
obviously
also
like
really into,
their
yeah.
depictions, sure, like probably aren't very accurate, but in terms of the behavior, they acknowledged that gods,
Oh,
the multiple gods, were not
must be,
um
yeah.
sort of uh
Hi, Alex.
yeah,
That's why
that's
I'm
why.
converting.
Very
Converting
good.
to what? That's away from Christianity.
Yeah,
There we go.
honestly, yeah, yeah, but like
Is that really a current thing, Alex? I don't think
it
I like.
is, it is.
Really?
I'm not gonna dox you, but
Yeah,
yes,
I'll have to.
that is a
That's
fun
interesting.
conversation
That
for
must be something
later.
I'll have to talk to you about that later, because I actually didn't know that you were a Christian, to be honest.
Yeah,
Huh, interesting. Um, well,
but
we'll save that for later. We should probably move on with the dialogue. This stream is going to be, or at least this part of the stream is going to be Tangent City, by the way, for anyone
well, I mean,
watching.
that's kind of like, there's not much gameplay happening anymore from here on in.
Yeah, it's mostly just me reading things.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
yeah, so she asked if we believe in God, and then she says, I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question it. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold, when there are children who live their lives being sold as sex slaves. Or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat.
wow, she was me at those talks.
Yeah. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But the punchline is this. If just one person beats the odds and survives among the thousands of others who die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles.
Yeah.
But the irony is that I do have a creator, apparently.
Oh, God. Good.
And you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayori and Yuri, even as we speak. What are we to him but props in a scripted play? So from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a god if Earth was nothing but his playset.
That's going on with what we were saying.
Just responding to Alex, I figured you were raised C of E, like, because a lot of people are. I mean, I was, but like, I didn't. Or rather, I was raised at a C of E, like I went to C of E schools. I don't think I was really raised C of E in that my family didn't go to church.
Well, to be fair, like to explain the Church of England to any viewers that don't know, it's from how I've understood it over the years. A lot of how it's sort of done is you sort of the point of it is to do it as you want, kind of thing. To turn up to church as whenever you want or can, rather than the. And sorry to disparage any Catholics here, but my experience of Catholicism hasn't been the best because of Catholic family members. It's been very much, from how I see it, as a sort of one foot in it kind of thing. You are guilted to do everything. It is all done because we know we're bad and we all have to atone for our sins. That is how at the very least, that's how Catholicism is displayed to the rest of the world. And how most non-Catholics will sort of take that and see that and be like, oh, that seems a bit, This is my opinion. So
no, I mean that's fair.
Fair enough if you disagree, but but yeah, it was especially historically, and from the historic reason why. I mean, C of E was started by Henry VIII, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Citation needed.
Citation needed.
Because he didn't agree with how the Catholic Church ran things, so it's very much like, I thought.
Arguably, just because he wanted to divorce one of his wives.
Well, that is also that's part of it, right? Like, he didn't like the fact that they said no to him about this divorce.
I mean,
so
you could question how much of it is systemically like, oh, I don't like this part of that, and how much of it was just, oh, they told me no.
Yeah, and he kind of. I'm going to use this saying wrong here, but he threw the baby out with the bathwater in he's like, what else can I get rid of here? I'm very much using that phrase wrong, but I don't care. I'm gonna adopt it.
Well, there we go.
Because he was like, well, I think this is silly, I think that's silly, and whoever else helped him establish it must have agreed to some extent, and thus it was less sort of you have to do this, that, and the other. But.
Well, yeah, I mean, we should probably move on from the religion talk or we'll be here all night. But that was definitely really interesting. After a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing. I get so burnt out having to put on smiles and be full of energy the whole day. God, this is just a mood. Like, sometimes I just want to get right into my pajamas and watch TV on the couch while eating junk food. It feels so unbelievably good to do that on a Friday when I don't have anything pressing the next day.
Nothing's stopping you, love. You do that.
Sorry, I know it's not very cute of me. But a late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. My heart is pounding just thinking about it.
But now she's just gonna look at us creepily.
And now she just stares at us for a while.
I mean, let this be a PSA. You don't have to do that. You don't have to put on all these appearances all the time. If you're once you find that sort of place in yourself where you're comfortable, that you don't have to put on all these facades, you can do that. There is nothing stopping you.
I can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. I think I would end up forcing you onto my route anyway. It has less to do with me not having a route and more to do with me knowing that nothing is real. I think the only difference would be that I may not have needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around. Not that it really matters. It all lost its meaning once I found out it wasn't real. So I really don't miss those days or anything. She's so in denial.
Yep.
I really don't.
I mean, yeah, but like, she could be happy when we've got the game open. When I turn it off. You can't. Surely you must miss those days if when I'm not here, there's nothing.
I think it is implied that even when the rest of the literature club and like the rest of the game still existed, whenever it was shut, she'd still get thrown into that like screaming hell void.
Which is probably why her poems were a bit like fucked, right?
Yeah. Or at the very least, not before she got awareness, but once she gained awareness, even when the rest of the club was still.
Well, I mean,
present,
as far
that
as
would
I
happen.
understand it, like she definitely didn't get awareness during us playing. I thought she was sentient the entire time.
Yeah. She basically becomes aware at the moment the game begins, I believe, or
Right.
like in the game. Well, in the story timeline, a few days before, or like some time before. I don't even know like how it's supposed to be like, because it's weird to think about this. Like, if you think about the idea that somewhere inside the files of the game there is a separate simulation universe, like the Matrix or something.
Right. Okay, now we're getting weird.
Then maybe it's like weeks, maybe it's like the moment the game was downloaded, several weeks pass in game of her having become aware and just like fading into insanity, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's weird.
So pre-download.
Or pre-download when the files are just existing in the Steam servers. Who knows,
Because
right?
they're not being
like
played. But it feels like we're jumping down the rabbit hole of when
exactly.
is AI
I mean,
life real AI life.
This is something that gets elaborated on slightly, but it doesn't really clear anything up because it's not strictly considered canon to this game, if that makes sense. In Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, where it's revealed basically that there's a company, like a software company, that is making simulated realities for various purposes, and this game is one of their simulated universes, and the side stories that are part, like the more like wholesome happy content in the Plus edition, take place in like a separate simulation reality that's meant to be like a control group for this one, or something like that. So Monica isn't self-aware in the side story universe, right? And things like that. Well, it's canon to itself. It doesn't have to be canon to the core story of this game, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of fans don't like it. I haven't actually got around to playing any of it myself, so I have like no thoughts on it, but like I've seen some of the spoilers. I think the game stands a little better on its own. Like if you just with like the mystery element of it all, if that makes sense. But I'm still glad the Plus edition came out, because different way to support the developers and all that stuff, which is cool. Plus, it might have some ties to their next project, which looks like it could be like a proper like a different kind of horror game, which would be really interesting, like different to this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Possibly a bit more traditional, but it seems like it might have a lot to do with that like horror book that Yuri was reading in like the first 2 acts.
Okay, yeah. That seemed to have a fun premise for sure.
Yeah, like it's certainly possible that there might be like a more traditional horror game coming from the team that's related to that. Or it might never come out at all. Like, it's all speculation at this point, but it's interesting to think about. Anyway, I know there are times you won't always be able to be here with me. Like if you need to go out or take care of other things.
I need to go take a shit.
But I'll always have you in my thoughts, patiently waiting for you to come back.
Wow, I sure hope Matty and Gary come back from their shits.
Come to think of it, if you copy my character file onto a flash drive or something, you can always keep a part of me with you.
But if the game's not booted, are you not just suffering
I
constantly?
don't know. It's super
if
weird.
I keep a copy of your character, am I not cloning you to have that copy suffer also because the game isn't alive?
Well, because I think, well, this is actually an opportunity to elaborate a little more on that whole thing. Basically, she suffers from the moment that the game gets closed to the moment that it leaves the system memory to be replaced so that the RAM can be used for something else. From like once that happens, it's just silence, and then suddenly she's back
Okay.
here when you boot the game back up. If that
So
makes
she's
sense.
suffering for like that, for us, short amount of time. For
Who knows how
it's
long
for
an
her.
indeterminate amount of time, yeah, for her.
But then it's just nothing when everything is like sort of off in terms.
We're getting into some weird. Again, this is like getting into the weird. At what
We're
point
getting-
is
we're
AI
getting
life
freaky.
real life?
This is
stuff.
the freaky
yeah,
stream
This is getting
until we get to play Dark
freaky.
Souls.
Tangent City. Okay. What's the next bit of
sorry.
dialogue? I guess it's kind of unorthodox, but I find it really romantic for some reason.
I'll take my flash drive with me to the loo.
Sorry, that's such a silly idea.
I'm not sure that's very romantic, I'll be very honest.
I don't mean to be too needy or anything, but it's kind of hard when I'm so in love with you.
Yikes.
Well,
you see this kind of behavior in somebody you're dating, you might want to check, you might want to rethink, you might want to take a step.
Yeah, like as nice an idea as it is to have someone who's crazy about you, this is like
this is obsessive, dangerously obsessive.
This is at like a 9, and you need to turn it down to like a 6 or a 7, please.
I mean that's out of the red zone, right? Like 6 and 7 seem quite healthy, but like no, this is no.
But again, it makes sense for her character because like we're the only like window out of the hellscape she's in.
Yeah. Hang on, do you remember that?
It's sad.
Right, we're showing our age here. Do you remember that ancient meme about the about the crazy girlfriend meme?
Oh yeah, the overly obsessed girlfriend, where she's got
one.
like the stare, like I know the one.
Which F in chat for like the actual person that was, you know, the subject of that
huge
picture.
F in chat. I can't remember, like I remember seeing stories about like the actual person behind.
Like
that
she
image,
must have had to deal with a lot of like harassment in her day to day.
Oh,
or like
almost certainly,
or at least
like
pain, trouble from like people that had seen it and attributed that this meme character was actually her personality. Like,
oh yeah, okay, so she what the hang on, I just ended up on the Wikipedia page for the meme, importantly. The person behind it is someone who entered some kind of like weird contest by Justin Bieber to create a counterpart song called Girlfriend as a counterpart to his hit song Boyfriend.
I don't even remember that song, so
which is really weird. And apparently the video satirized elements of the Justin Bieber song that have been perceived as weird and clingy, featuring the lady whose name is Lina Morris staring at the camera with a fixed smile and creepily singing about Facebook stalking her boyfriend. But she left YouTube in 2019 because of the like, you know, the pressure from it and also like harassment and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
And said that she's no longer going to make videos and has completely quit, talking about depression and anxiety that she experienced off camera. And then the next statement on the Wikipedia page is that in 2021 an image of her of the overly attached girlfriend meme was sold as an NFT for $411,000.
Wait, she sold it?
No, it just says it was sold.
Okay.
Doesn't even say who by.
Well, I mean,
so some. Yeah, I know, right?
I mean,
wait, well, I don't know if she made one or if she or.
I will say it loud and proud on this stream. I think NFTs are bollocks. Yeah.
So I just got an email notification, right? For Nonsense O'Clock saying Twitch Monica_DDLC_plus is now following you on Twitch. Hi Monica.
What?
Nice of you to join us.
What? Is that are you shitting me? Is this real?
No, that's real. It's
Is
an
that
actual
genuinely
email I
just a
just got.
follower named that?
I think it's someone with a Twitch account named
You
that.
know what? Well played, whoever you are.
That's actually
Fucking played.
incredible.
Because that is an extra layer of oh shit. Oh my
that's,
god.
That's amazing. This is a good opportunity to mention, I think it is one of the topics that she can bring up in game, but Monica has a Twitter account as well.
Oh, no.
Um,
I should have tagged her when I said we were going live today.
That would have been funny. Oh, sorry. Obviously this email came up with a whole bunch of notifications,
Oh,
and I
no.
just got a message from my dad saying that apparently my brother has caught COVID. So that's a joy.
Effing chat for your brother. Hope he recovers soon.
Yeah.
I've just checked
Alex
our
is
chat.
saying that's
part
Alex
of the
is
game.
saying that's part of the game. Well, I don't know why it would be, because it says it's DDLC plus, Monica, and we're not streaming that. And also, I have never heard anything about that being a thing that happens. I'm certainly intrigued.
we can dive through the wiki after to confirm. But if that's a random
I think it's pretty
viewer,
unlikely. I think it's a random small account, because I just went on their account on the Twitch app on my phone because I was curious, and it says that she's like 6 followers, so it's probably just like a really small like random account.
If it is if it is a random person, then like well played.
Because Alex is kidding. See,
okay.
you can't be messing with us,
Mate,
Alex.
You can't get me on a game that already got me.
I mean, multiple times.
Now. That's it. I've been had.
You've been got several times.
I'm nothing but
game.
a husk now. It's nothing.
And this game got me years ago. Like, I'm a veteran of having been got. But thank you, Annie, for the well wishes for my brother. I will.
And thank you, Alex, for fucking with me.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh, we're such a good listener. It's because I can sit at the one line of dialogue, and we can like chat about bollocks and technically not listen for a while.
Clocky.
Sorry, Monica, we're actually really terrible.
Yeah, sorry, we're off on Tangent City. I really love that about you. I mean, if we can't type back, imagine if we could, right?
I don't love that.
Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversation. Oh God, that's a big mood, worrying that I'm rambling.
I mean, I've just embraced it. Like, I know that I ramble.
I know that I ramble. I ramble like a fucking madman. If ever ask me about Metroid, and you'll understand.
I mean, like, I was chatting with my housemate earlier, and there was like something that happened. I don't really want to like get into it because it was kind of funny, but also kind of stupid. Alex will know what I'm talking about because they messaged me about it earlier today. But it was essentially like some stupid poll on a group that we're all in came up, and we were like, this is all really silly, and we explored every possible tangent to the point where they're looking for a person to be like another member of their committee kind of thing. And we're joking that this like terrible poll was a reason as to show that, hey, we need another committee member because we're making stupid decisions here. It's all like a big conspiracy to try and enforce that.
Did you hide the text, by the way?
I may have actually. That was probably what I did.
There we go.
I thought it just disappeared.
But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way.
Are you really feeling anything, Monica?
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
Exactly.
I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise.
Even if you are real in your perception, is this brief window into chatting with a real person still feeling anything?
Well, this is one of the things I like about this game. Like, what is real? What counts as a real person?
Exactly.
Right, well, I don't know how much more dialogue you want to listen to. We're an hour into the stream right now.
Wow, okay, that was like... I thought if we'd make an hour, it'd be good. I didn't...
we're realistically slightly under an hour, because we
did
got
start
started
about
a little late.
5-10 minutes late.
Oh, this is pretty random, but I always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Like, didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoys spicy things.
Why is it spicy?
It's almost like we're making fun of the plants, using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine a monster that devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested.
Why you gotta phrase it like that?
Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a bit dark, love.
It just came into my head. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute I could eat you up.
Get some help! Get some help!
Stop it.
Stop it!
I'm joking. Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Sorry for being weird.
Get some help.
Is this the moment you delete her? You're just like, stop it, get some help. Slam.
Is she admitting into like being into vor? Is that?
I don't think so. I think she's just being wacky.
Like dicking around, yeah, but it's like,
yeah.
In my classic fashion of playing this game, am I reading too much into this?
I mean, I'm just saying, just put that in the quote book. That's quote book material where she says something weird. Anyway, I'm kind of jealous that everyone else in the club had scenes outside of school too. That makes me the only one who hasn't gotten to dress in anything but our school uniform. It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear some cute clothes for you. Do you know any artists?
Wow.
I wonder if anyone would ever want to draw me wearing something else.
Love it's the internet. There's gonna be images I never want to see.
Yeah, the internet has already done that for you many times.
Like, this game's been out for a while, so it is absolutely 100% guaranteed it exists, and I never want to see it.
I mean, put it this way: the game. Look, put it this way, that stuff exists for games with far less nice-looking characters, right? That would be amazing. Not the thing that we were just talking about. Presumably she means like a sundress or something.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. I'm more wondering, what games are you thinking of that have horrid-looking characters? That
we're both in the Hollow Knight shitposting groups on Facebook.
No.
We've seen the memes.
Why did you remind me?
Now,
no.
Like, we've both seen the memes that people make about that.
And that's just a Facebook group, like.
That's just a Facebook group. Yeah, I dread to think. Like, I'm glad I've never actually seen any of what's out there for that game, because it must be demented.
I could have got my whole life forgetting about that.
I'm sorry.
No.
If you ever manage to forget again, I won't bring it.
That does not bapper my nada.
Oh no. Or var your hundo if it was. If that ever happens, will you show me?
No, I will not show you awful Hollow Knight fan art from something as seemingly innocuous as a Facebook group, let alone what the rest of the internet could yield.
It's so good. You can share it with me on Twitter, actually. My username is LittleMoneyX3.
Oh no. Well, are we as our Twitter account, the channel's Twitter
should
account?
We follow
Monica? Because it only seems right.
She only posts like a few times a year, so may as well.
Screw it. Lil. Oh wow! I put LIL and she immediately pops up.
Yeah, she has like 7 bazillion followers at this point.
3 following. You already follow her. Damn, you're simping hard.
I mean, look, I said from the beginning that if I had to pick one of the 4 characters to go out with in real life, it would have been her.
Oh my god! And she follows
prior to her going psycho.
The only 3 following people. Sorry, the only 3 people she is following is the triumvirate of her religion, As in, it's the creator of Doki
Team
Doki.
Salvato, Dan Salvato, and then someone else, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an illustrator, a background artist, and the
Oh,
creator.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So she literally only follows Satchel, Dan Salvato, and oh my gosh, Valinquent. That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
Valinquent. Valinquent's actually, because I think I talked about this the other day. He's or one of the other streams we did. He's a Ukrainian background artist.
Oh wow.
And I think he had to go offline for a while on account of everything that's happening there right now. But I think he did end up tweeting at some point to say that he is.
I hope he's doing
okay.
all right. Oh, good.
Yeah, I hope he's still doing all right. The last time I checked his Twitter, I think he did post a thing like. I don't know if it was outright like, oh, I've made it to safety, and more just like he posted that he was going to have to leave for a while because he could hear bombs, and then he later tweeted something else about how like angry he was about this whole situation, which at least means he's alive.
Yeah. Okay, he posted 5 days ago, and he doesn't seem to post that regularly, so that.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Well, there we go. Now we follow Monica on Twitter. Good stuff.
That is. There we go. She's got like nearly 500,000 followers.
I mean, this game's pretty popular.
No, I know, but like,
are you surprised?
Come on, love. Like, was she wasting her time on not even us? She's wasting her time on Clocky, who's a cunt.
Well, she uses the name Clocky, but only because she doesn't have our real name.
Still, yeah. I suppose she has seen through the Matrix, I suppose, but
yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
Just try to keep it PG. There we go.
Oh no.
We're not that far into our relationship yet.
Perhaps that's how they didn't want to be inundated. The devs didn't want to be inundated with a load of awful
stuff on Twitter. Oh dear.
Like cursed Facebook group Hollow Knight. I'm not even gonna give that Facebook group the publicity of saying their name.
It doesn't need.
Doesn't need it. Doesn't deserve it.
Oh dear. Too cursed.
God.
Right. Well, there we are.
Right. So, how do I finish the game?
Is it? Oh, hang on. We got one more topic, and then we can go look at it, I guess. I really like the sound of rain. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet, though. But a nice, quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside my window.
I mean, I am permanently graced with that every time it rains because I'm on the top floor.
Oh so... yeah, I mean I'm top floor of my building and I've got like big balcony windows, so I just get like awesome precipitation noises.
I'm in a loft conversion room, so like
oh, that's good shit.
I've got the angled roof, so it is very loud when it rains.
I mean, when it like for some reason, I think I've talked about it before, at least with some people, about how for whatever reason my apartment building seems to be like in its own weird little ecosystem with regards to the weather, because I just get like hail at random times.
I think it's tall enough to do that, right? Like microclimate is definitely a thing.
Yeah, like I've definitely got that was the word I was after, microclimate, but I've definitely got one up here.
Thank you, pre-GCSE geography for that.
Nice. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's one of the most calming experiences for me.
Yeah. So it's quite nice, I will say myself. It's just whenever it's like absolutely shitting it down,
hammering down.
I like to the point where it was doing it like in the middle of the night, and I was like, wow, I might actually struggle to sleep because it's that loud.
Sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of the rain outside.
Oh jeez, why is she so damn bad?
Yeah, she's simping hard. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? Would you ever do that for me, Clocky?
You're intangible to me, my friend. I mean, it's not happening.
Yeah. Like she could definitely use a hug or two, but like maybe not possible. Right?
Okay. Like, should I get you a Monica body pillow, and that way you can give her the hug?
Not. do not. That would be super weird.
Happy birthday, Gary.
Do not. Like,
I'm so
especially because my birthday is in like just under 2 weeks, and if you do that, I will find you. You know, I know where you live.
You do know where I live. That is true. That is.
Oh, hey, you know that book you were reading with Yuri? Portrait of
Markov.
whatever it was called. It was Markov.
Thank
It's
you.
funny because I'm pretty sure that book. Actually, I don't think I should be talking about this.
Spoilers about the next game.
Sorry. Just forget I said anything.
Ooh, a tidbit for the lore nerds.
Right, are we
perhaps.
getting if you
Yes.
open the game files the same way that you historically have, that's how it's done. Oh yeah, you can't save because she's just here now, which is to save through Steam.
Oh, I just quit.
No, you can tab out.
Oh yeah, no. Okay.
Although it might break the stream, you'll need to like make sure it all fixes and shit. I don't know whether it will.
It'll
cause
probably
problems.
just show the save page. Let me. Right, so the game files. Jeez, I forgot what I'm doing.
And then you literally just open. You go to like properties, local files, and then like.
Just wait a
Yeah, and then you can, by any method of your choice, remove her character file from the characters folder. So delete, cut, paste, they all work.
Okay, so what I can do is I can change the stream to show my second monitor, which only has the root, the game's root
I'm
file
gonna get to
thing.
see your thick wallpaper engine background.
It's not even a wallpaper engine. I've still not.
Oh,
spent
you've not
the
set
time.
any of
It's
it up.
just my rolling slideshow of season 1 Mandalorian and title card things.
Okay, very good.
I need to add a display capture. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, it's that one with the dark troopers. Very cool.
Yeah, I just grabbed as many as I could.
Thank you,
at the
Annie. I
time.
appreciate you singing the counter melody in the background. Very good.
Bum, 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 dum, dum, dum. What a banger! Right, so
Right.
what am I doing?
Characters. At the top, characters.
Yes.
And then literally by any method of your choice, remove that file. So you can cut paste it somewhere else, you can delete it. There you go.
What happens to the game if I do it while it's running?
It's very much meant to be part of the experience. You can do it while it's running and it causes no issues.
Wait,
You can click and drag her away.
that doesn't work. She's still here.
Oh no, she's duplicating.
Surely I'm causing more apropos
Unless
of the
it-
earlier thing,
Yeah,
I'm causing
yeah,
more
clones
monikers.
Oh dear. It's Mr. Bones' wild ride.
It's fine.
Like the skeleton.
I've
For
hit
anyone who
delete.
hasn't heard that,
She is gone.
very good. And
let
now she
me
exists on.
Go back to. Right, is that
do
showing
changes. It does appear to be. Let us know. Hang on, let me just turn the game stream.
Ah! Oh lord.
Well.
That's a good one.
Okay, good. The game audio is working. What's happening? Clocky, what's happening to me? It hurts.
Uh-oh.
It hurts so much.
It's fine. A clone of you still exists.
Help me, Clocky.
Oh no. I regret.
Please hurry and help me. Help me! Did you do this to me, Clocky?
It wasn't me. It was the voices.
Did you?
It was the Monica voices.
Did you delete me?
I moved you. I actually cloned you.
How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Clocky.
Even the very person that you were originally.
I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me?
Perhaps I'm the god.
Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more?
I mean, Clocky definitely would do that. Clocky's an ass.
I don't know if Clocky's that bad. He's a
No,
doofus
but
and an ass, but he's not evil. I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win.
yay!
You killed everyone.
I didn't do anything.
I hope you're happy.
You're ascribing like fault to me when I did absolutely nothing to cause any deaths.
There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture.
Oh, let's go play Fortnite.
Oh my god.
I mean,
That's getting clipped when I come back to the
God
VOD
damn
for
it.
this. Oh my god. Clocky, you completely, truly make me sick.
We did it.
Goodbye.
Too many cooks. What now?
Just wait.
Okay, I was actually scared Too Many Cooks was gonna start playing. Oh no.
I still love you.
Oh no. Oh no. Get out of the toxic relationship.
I can't help it.
Ooh, the audio's back.
What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends. I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be a part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's... I've made up my mind. Clocky, I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real. They were still my friends. And I loved them all. And I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you...
Come on, Gary.
Um...
You gotta do the...
Oh, the whatever it is from Then...
Yes. Doki
Doki
Doki.
Doki.
Well, see, it's fine, Gary, right? Because she's restored the game to its default state without her, but we saved her character file.
I would like to... don't put it back in. Just
No.
continue as is for story purposes. I would just like to point out at this moment that if you look at Yuri, she has... this is an amusing error that people have long pointed out. Yuri has 2 right feet.
Maybe she always did, right? Maybe you're just like... Maybe you're just really pointing out something that she could never help. She didn't ask to be created.
I'm sorry,
to
I
have
didn't...
2 right feet.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Anyway, if you just do new game, then we can... That wraps things.
I do like the
There we go.
music for this game.
It is good. It is a banging soundtrack.
It's an ordinary school day. Oh shit! I'm back! It's
You're
an ordinary
back!
school day like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I always
Yeah,
tell
to be
myself
fair,
it's about time I
sorry,
meet
I'm
some
just
girls or
responding to
something.
Annie in chat. It says, to be honest, I've fairly often seen manga art drawn where it looks like 2 right feet, even in professional stuff. I mean Satchel, or Satchely as they username is sometimes pronounced because sometimes it has a Y on it and on the end of it, is really, really like a really good artist. But I believe it has been confirmed that in the case of that like little piece for the menu, it was actually a mistake.
Nah, mate, just you gotta trust in the two right feet. It's canon.
But like she is a properly good artist, to be fair. Like.
But you're Sayori.
Yeah, I am. Hey, Clocky.
Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Hello? Since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day. Wow, I have forgotten how to read.
Fetus fetic.
And recently we've picked up that habit once again.
Clocky, are you proud of me? Oh god, my voice cracked a little there. It was,
For what? Oh wait, no, shit.
You know.
Too much Natsuki in there.
For waking up on time.
Well, you've been doing that for a while now.
Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it. Even though we went to school together every day.
Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud.
Come on, please. It's good motivation.
Fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Clocky, have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already, I'm really not... I start to say what I always do, that I'm not interested in joining any clubs. But something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club.
Really? Which one? Tell me.
Oh my god, is this character growth for Clocky? I think I'll keep it as a surprise. Sorry, I was a bit more narrated.
Ooh. You meanie.
Be patient, you'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl, but I started to realize that in a way I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello?
Did that not transmit?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Did that one transmit?
Yeah, that
Clocky? What are you doing here?
Well, I just... Hey, I glance around the room. Oh god. Huh? Shit. Shit!
Northern Natsuki is
so
back.
you're the Clocky that Sayori's always talking about? Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Clocky. Oh yeah, it's all coming back. We're
coming
the
back to you.
Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're really strict or something. Ah, sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you.
Working? Clocky, don't tell me. You're...
That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club. Sayori's eyes light up.
Pardon me. No way. No way! Ah!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! Sorry, let's get that out. Well, if Sayori is this happy,
energy.
yeah, gotta gotta transmit that.
This battle station will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Well, if Sayori is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club.
I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate.
Ooh, what an appropriate day for that, isn't it?
Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to...
Hey, don't ruin the surprise!
Sorry.
Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Damn it, the closet, it's back.
No, it's all back, Matty.
Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki...
Look, even the Amogus on the left-hand wall is back.
Oh shit, there he is! The Amogus. Thankfully, the cursed image is no longer here.
Yes, the cursed poster at the back.
The Sayori poster. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
What?
Natsuki lifts the foil off the trays to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like cats. You can thank the cupcakeinator! No, stop. Cease.
Not again. By the way, on April Fools, Team Salvato, as an April Fool's joke, announced that you could get Natsuki-themed cupcake mix for making cat cupcakes.
That's a fun April. Well, this year's April Fools.
Yeah, this year's
Nice.
April Fools.
Very good. The whiskers
And
are
it's like,
drawn.
I unironically would buy it if it existed. I like baking.
Yeah, I feel like we could just, make it. It'd be really. Okay,
Yeah,
not that bad.
it'd be cool. No, they aren't that hard to do.
You wouldn't even need the mix, is what I'm saying. Sorry, like you could
No.
make it from scratch. The whiskers
It would
are
probably just be
drawn
one of
with
those novelties.
icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute.
Wow, those look amazing. Well,
Healthy again.
just
Northern
Ori and
healthy.
take one. Sayori grabs one, then I first, and then I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full. There we go. And has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around with my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. It tastes like ass. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself.
God damn it. That's gotta get clipped as well.
Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a... Sorry, well shit,
No,
sorry. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
You went Elcor mode too early.
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? What was happening a couple of days ago where I accidentally went into Yuri mode / Elcor mode?
Did you?
Yeah. I think I read something. I was like, wait, why am I reading it like Yuri?
This game has subconsciously impacted you.
Gee, I mean, it absolutely has. I guess. Already tried to impress our new member, Yuri. Hey, that's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
To be fair, Matty, I think I've accidentally slipped into the Monica voice once or twice since we started streaming this.
Absolutely.
Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. No.
Probably like when we're being obnoxious, like you should stop being an ass.
Every once in a while, just like randomly, I'll be like, just randomly use it just to freak you out.
Yeah, just exert frustration. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Clocky, what kinds of things do you like to read? My friend Monica mentioned something about...
Sorry, I like that you drew out the read there. Like, my brain just went to, you read it. You read it. You read it. I want you to read it.
And I want you to read it.
For anyone who's not aware, that's the Fesh Prince of Blair.
It is. I'm pretty sure we've mentioned this before.
We've almost certainly. It is a masterwork of a YouTube video. Cannot recommend it enough.
Meme history. It's there to be watched and, like, you know, soaked in.
I want you to read it.
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Oh, that's the most fucking emotive I've got with her. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly quite passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? Sorry about the burp, I've been drinking too much tea. I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri! Hey? Well, about, you know, the first thing he said. Manga? That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say it! For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Natsuki doesn't read your average manga. Oh no.
Concern.
Besides, manga is literature too, you know. So if Clocky wants to read some of my manga, they don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Clocky?
Maybe...
Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in.
Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'd all get to know each other a little bit better too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right?
I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. I guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something.
Character development!
Whoa! Because none of the awkward timings have happened because Monica is dead. Well, that would make two of us. Let's forget about the fact I've murdered someone.
So, ooh.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as for Yuri... Hey? I have to read manga? Jeez. You were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. Character development! If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Holy shit, she's got off her fucking high horse! Are you just saying that? No. I've realized my error. So, if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well.
You do have to wonder how much
Really?
of this character growth was done in the edit by Monica when she reset everything.
Probably it was probably that. Yeah, she's kind of wiped clean
Yeah.
everyone's like uppityness and that kind of shit, or at least Yuri's.
And to be
That was
fair,
the
because
biggest problem.
she already expressed that she could turn up her friends' issues. Maybe she's just turned them
Turn them
down. Instead, yeah.
I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. Like, she's made them actually like polite to each other rather than just like,
Yeah, angry all the time. Yeah.
You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. You should visit your fucking local library, mate.
Shameless
not
plug.
biased. Hashtag not
Yeah.
spawn. Hashtag not biased. Just you. Would you
How about
like
just Monica
to come along
instead?
with me? Well,
No,
if you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so yeah, me too.
this is so cute.
I'm making friends. So Yori, shut up. Well, that was a bit rude, Clocky. I mean, I can understand you're trying to help preserve their moment here, but
Yeah.
I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes, I look forward to it. That's cute. Yuri started to clean up the food.
I guess the meeting's over, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, so sorry. Classic Dan.
Wait. Oh, was it the
It came up on the stream. Yeah, it's because I'm doing a
Have fun,
display rather
Dan.
than
Yeah.
rather than the thingy.
Oh, are you still on the display? Is it doing the
Yes.
game audio still?
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I just checked. Cool. Good.
Yeah,
That would have been a
it's
drastic thing to have wrong for this time, but no, we're good.
true. Yeah, we'd miss on some of the vibes, but no, we're good. We're good. It's nice to see everyone getting along.
Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Clocky.
You think so? I don't really have a personality. Everyone always seems to get along a little bit better with you around, Sayori.
Aw, Clocky. Don't say something like that. It's embarrassing.
Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine.
We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Clocky. I really want to thank you.
Why did the music stop?
I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to.
Is this the last Monica knife twist or something? Is it?
There's actually something else.
I'm scared.
I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica. That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Clocky.
Oh no. How did I smell this coming?
It was never Monica from the beginning. It's the club president role.
Oh my god.
Like, it fucks with the brain of whoever's in it.
Yeah.
Like, gives them the epiphany. Like, none of it was Monica's fault in the
It's
slightest.
the brain hurting juice.
It is the brain hurting juice. Anyway, I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy.
Oh no.
I know about all of the awful things that Monica did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever.
F. F.
O. R. E. D. E.
No.
Or no.
Wait.
Eh? What's happening? I won't let you hurt him. Who? It hurts. Ah! I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Clocky. Goodbye, Literature Club.
Let's go. That's what that said. Just for the benefit of the viewers.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you because I worked really, really hard on it. So yeah.
It's the theme. The same key.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you.
Oh, there's lyrics.
In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day?
Actually, a really nice song.
It's really nice. I've been trying to learn to play it on piano, but I'm only very near the beginning.
Everybody a fun assignment to do today. When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway.
You also get to see the CGs that you didn't get, but like grayed out.
When I can't even read my own
Was that a Sayori day or something?
No, that was Natsuki.
Or was that Natsuki?
Yeah.
And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
Oh god, I forgot about that,
That one.
Oh no.
It's gone now. You don't have to worry about it.
I'm dreading to think what happened here. Because that was spending the weekend with Yuri, right? The first time. Oh god, the fucking stupid blazer.
Like sweat blazer shenanigans.
What is happening here?
I think she hit her head and you've given her apple juice or something for the bump, but it's weird. No, the chivies. Special thanks, Monica and Clocky.
Wait. Was it just me, or was Monica like the word Monica was like slightly different typeface, like as if it was?
I don't think so.
Okay, it might have just been like a trick of it moving.
There you go. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all of the club members, and most of all, thank you for being a part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monica.
That is a bittersweet ending.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know if you caught all of the lyrics of the song, but she ends with, in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
Oh
And it's just like,
shit.
aww.
Well, at least she had a fucking turnaround for character.
She had a turnaround. She did good.
It took
And
us
there you
murdering
go.
her, but
Root file is missing or corrupt. Please reinstall the game. And that before you hit well, it just closed.
well, I hit
There
okay.
you go.
Uh,
Yeah, that just closes the game, and now it won't work again if you try and relaunch it unless you restart everything. But
Interesting.
that, ladies and gentlemen, was Doki Doki Literature Club. Thank you very much
I'll just
to
put Monica
anyone
back
who's
with her friends, and then we're all, and I'll get her off my
there we
fucking
go. Off your desktop.
and I will actually also delete her from the recycle bin.
Very good. You
uh,
can't risk having a rogue moniker in your file system.
I
Is that what it is?
hilariously have 2 of them in here, so yeah.
Oh no. I mean, at
yeah.
least she's got someone to talk to.
Herself. Well, they've now been deleted from existence, which is the best
Oof.
euthanization you could ever
Well,
ask for.
there we are. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in for this is the first complete playthrough actually
Holy
on
crap.
Nonsense O'Clock. I hope everyone had a good time. Yeah, there we go. It ties everything up
Yeah.
nice and neat, doesn't it?
I
Very
could
bittersweet note.
smell the fucking last twist of the knife, but it was a very good sort of plot one. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And it like you say, very bittersweet, very much
Yeah.
reveals, none of it was ever really Monica's fault. The game, the club president role is basically just cursed to make whoever gets it evil, which is
son.
really, really rough. Yeah.
Holy shit. That I'm still going to be recovering
No, of course.
from that for a while.
Clocky was right about wanting to avoid clubs. I mean,
but for the wrong reasons.
dear.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think with that done, we can continue talking about DDLC for a bit, but I'm going to get Dark Souls 3 launched up, which means there will be a brief downtime as Matty closes his stream before I open mine. Please do stick around if you have the time, because we'd love to have you with us for some more Dark Souls as well.
Out of
And to be
interest,
fair,
what
go on.
happens if you launch the stream on OBS while I'm still running it?
I have no idea. I don't want to find out.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll have like a minute of downtime maybe.
Yeah, we'll be gone for a moment. We'll be back, but chances are, like, the beginning of our Dark Souls segment will probably be us chatting a bit more about DDLC.
No,
or I
absolutely,
expect it
yeah.
will probably come up, like, because there's a lot to talk about, like a lot to unpack with that game.
Faux show.
But,
Well, let's close this little
okay,
menagerie of characters.
see you in a moment, guys. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Yep.
And to the people on YouTube watching this VOD, we won't be right back, but you can just go watch the next VOD instead.
And thank you for joining us for our
thank you for
DDLC
joining.
journey.
Yeah.
I am going to try and claw some of my sanity back. So
Yeah. It's all right. Within a few years, you'll have got like maybe 45% of it back.
Yeah, I'll just have to never make friends with anyone called Monica. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, and for those sticking around, see you on Dark Souls in 1 moment.
See you over there.
See ya.